Hello, everybody, and welcome to Youth Connect Friday, May 7th. I'm Aiden.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Joshua.
I'm Nibras.
And I'm Jeffrey.
And I hope you guys are super excited. I hope you're having an amazing week. I know it's been real busy. My goodness, I hope you guys are ready for Mother's Day. I hope you're planning something super special because you know what? Your mom is probably the most important person in your entire life. I know it not, and I know it might not seem like it, but it is definitely true. Anyways, guys, we got our first thing, and we are going to video game news starting right now. Well, I hope you guys are excited because guess what? I got a pretty exciting game for you guys. And today, this game is actually quite popular. It's actually started all the way back since 2006. And honestly, you guys have probably actually heard this from many streamers and many people who have played it before. And this game is Animal Crossing. Now, right now, I have my Animal Crossing world that is made by Miss Judith. This is Miss Judith's. And honestly, guys, let's take a quick look on what happens. So, as you guys can see, you can plant flowers, you can plant trees, you can make your own custom landscapes. As you can see here, we have Star Garden. It's Miss Judith's favorite. We have a lot of flowers, and just like every Animal Crossing game, you have your town hall. Now, a nice thing about Animal Crossing is that you can have custom-built roads, and you can also design, you can see here some signs. You got a brand new bridge. You could design many different types of bridges as well, and you have more trees. You have your item shop. And you even have a beautiful museum. And Miss Judith has spent a lot of time on this world. And it's actually, she wanted to show you it because she put a lot of time into it. She put a lot of decorations up. And as Miss Judith says, it is a beautiful island masterpiece. She loves this island. And you can see here, this is our entrance, or Miss Judith's entrance, with a beautiful array of flowers. And the game has so much customization to it that it's absolutely amazing. And there's so many types of villagers too. So if you haven't tried Animal Crossing New Horizons, I recommend that you do. And as you can see here, Miss Judith is wearing a Kirby-themed outfit. You can even do custom outfits as well. It is awesome, and I recommend that you guys check it out. Even if you guys know, Miss Chloe, our trivia expert, actually has her own island, and Miss Jenna as well, our baking master. So I hope you guys check out Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I hope you have enjoyed this little show off of Miss Judith's Island. Anyways, next up is Kevin, and Kevin is here to share with us local Canadian news. Anyways, guys, on to Kevin.
Good afternoon and welcome to this edition of Youth Connect. The time is now 3:30. I'm your host, Kevin Ruja, and now the headlines. Ontario adds more than 3,100 new COVID-19 cases, but warns data may be underreported. Toronto opens up another block of COVID-19 vaccination appointments for next week. Justin Trudeau's chief of staff to appear before Defense Committee. Toronto issues new order to close all education settings to in-person learning. And Toronto Blue Jays returning to Buffalo for second year. Ontario is reporting more than 3,100 new COVID-19 cases for the second straight day. But officials warn that the data may be underreported. Health officials logged 3,166 new cases of COVID-19 on Friday, marking a decrease from the 3,424 cases report on Thursday. However, The province says due to technical issues with laboratory data in Central East, Central West, and Toronto regions, today cases count may be underreported. According to Friday's report, one of the additional deaths in a person under the age of 19, two others were resident in a long-term care home, all patients of the ICU, and 611 are breathing with the assistance of a ventilator. The city of Toronto has opened up to a block of 3,500 new COVID-19 vaccinations appointments for next week. The additional appointments were made available on Thursday afternoon, one day after Fire Chief Matthew Pegg revealed that the number of slots still open at most city-run clinics over the next month was in the tens. The city said that 2,430 of the new appointments will be made available in the Melbourne Community Recreation Center clinic in Scarborough. That clinic was initially supposed to be suspend operations for 2 days next week for planned infrastructure work, but will now remain open while that work takes place. The remaining 1,000 new appointments, meanwhile, will be attended at the Metro Toronto Convention Center clinic. During a news conference on Wednesday, Peg said that appointments at city-run clinics are already 99% booked for this week and at least 93% booked for every single week in June. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's chief of staff, Katie Telford, will appear before a parliamentary committee Friday afternoon. Telford offered to appear before the Standing Committee on National Defense after a week when she was the target of conservative attacks over her roles in a military misconduct scandal rocking the Canadian forces last week. The Conservative asked the Defense Committee to vote on a motion that would compel Telford to appear and testify, but the committee was filibustered by Liberal MPs. The Liberals balked at the notion of calling up another witness when the committee had decided already to move on to the report writing stage. Another committee meeting was cancelled earlier this week. Former PMO top advisor Alder Marquez previously told the committee he was notified either by Telford or one of her staff members of an allegation of personal misconduct against Vance. He also said he didn't believe the Prime Minister was briefed about the matter. Toronto has issued a new Section 22 order to ensure all education settings are closed to in-person learning in order to curb the spread of COVID-19. The order, which was released on Thursday evening, will go into effect on May 10th. According to a news release, the order is meant to enhance the province's lockdown regulations, which has shuttered all in-class learnings in schools are defined in the Education Act. The order applies to all educational settings, including independent schools, officials said, and not just schools within the meaning of the Education Act. There are similar exceptions at the provincial order in regards to childcare and in-person learning for students with special needs. In a supplementary document, the city clarifies that provisional school closure only applies to in-person instructions and does not prohibit school-aged children from attending school premises for purpose other than a teacher or instruction. The Section 22 order issued by the city, officials says, will prevent children from entering the premises and congregating indoors for extended periods on a regular basis. It does not apply to use of outdoor amenities that remain open under provisional order. In sports, the Toronto Blue Jays will play home games in Buffalo, New York for a second year in a row because of the COVID-19 restrictions. The Blue Jays said they will call Salon Field home starting June 1st. The stadium in the border city normally is home to the Blue Jays AAA affiliate, but the Bisons have temporarily moved to Trenton, New Jersey. Toronto has started the season playing home games at the team's spring training facility in Dunedin, Florida. The Blue Jays played in Buffalo in front of no fans for most home games in last year's shortened season. Toronto made the expanded playoff to qualify for postseason play for the first time since 2016 before being swept by the Tampa Bay Rays. This year, the state of New York is allowing limited fans into sports venue. The Blue Jays says they will allow 24% capacity at 16,600 seat Silent Field. The Blue Jays says fans aged 3 and older must present proof of full vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test within 72 hours of the game. The Blue Jays are one of the several Canadian teams to relocate to the US because of pandemic restrictions. Now the weathers in today's weather forecast, we got a mix of sun and clouds this afternoon. The temperature is 11 degrees centigrade. On Saturday morning, we got another mix of sun and clouds with a chance of showers in the afternoon. The temperature will be 5 degrees centigrade. That's all to report on Twitter. And before I end, a big shout out to all moms out there and happy Mother's Day. And especially Mother's Day wishes for my mom too. Have a great weekend, folks. And now, back to Aiden's gaming news.
Well, thank you so much, Kevin. I can't believe it's going to be raining on a Mother's Day. Oh, but honestly, guys, don't let the rain stop you. If you're going to go outside with your mom, that shouldn't stop you. You should go outside while it's raining. Just get an umbrella. Continue your Mother's Day activities. But anyways, guys, I have some important information that I need to share with you right now. Do you guys remember back then when we discussed about the nominees for the Video Game Hall of Fame? Some people might not. So right now, I'm going to fill you in on it right now. So the World Video Game Hall of Fame at the Strong recognizes individual electronic games of all types: arcades, consoles, computer, handheld, and mobile, that have enjoyed popularity over a sustained period and have exerted influence on the video game industry or on popular culture and society in general. Nominees are selected actually based on the basis of the following criteria: icon status, obviously, which is how widely known and recognized it is; longevity, how long the game has been enjoyed, so if it's only short-lived, or has people been enjoying it for multiple years; geographical reach, basically, is it just in Japan or was it a worldwide release; and influence, if the game has exerted significant influence on the design and development of other games, like, for example, Super Mario Bros., one of the first platformers, which most people used as their 2D platformer. And even though we've talked about that, I need to share the important news. Apparently, there have been 4 additions added to the Video Game Hall of Fame, and these include Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, StarCraft 1, Animal Crossing, and Microsoft Flight Simulator. Very, very good choices. I agree with every single one, and I hope you guys do too. But anyways, next up, we got Joshua, and Joshua's going to bring us world news and, of course, our very awesome animal news. Take it away, Joshua.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Uconnect. Here's what's happening around the world. EU looks to ease travel restrictions as vaccination ramps up. The European Union, or EU's executive branch, proposed Monday to ease restrictions on travels to the 25-member bloc as vaccination campaigns keep gathering speed. Travel to the EU is currently extremely limited except for a whole handful of countries with low infection rates. The EU report proposes to allow entries to the EU for non-essential reasons, not only for all in-person coming countries with a good virus control situation, but also people who have received the last recommended of dose of an EU-authorized vaccine, the EU's executive arm said. The EU hopes the proposal could be implemented by June. EU officials and member states are also in discussions to introduce COVID-19 digital green certificates aimed at facilitating travel across the region this summer. Turning to news south of the border, U.S. President Biden administration support waiving COVID-19 patents. U.S. Trade Representative Catherine Tai has announced the Biden administration support for waiving intellectual property protections for COVID-19 vaccines. Waiving patent protections has gained support as COVID-19 continues to spread in countries like India and Brazil. It's a move that could have significant impact for pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson, and for other countries as most of the world continues to struggle with access to the vaccine. The humanitarian crisis in India as it wages war with the virus has put particular pressure on the U.S. to waive vaccine patents. Doctors Without Borders says the longer it takes to vaccinate everyone in the world, the greater risk to us all as new variants have more opportunity to take hold. Calls from humanitarian groups and other countries are growing for drug companies to share their vaccine formulas, particularly as India deals with a severe outbreak and a humanitarian crisis. Turning to science news, debris from rocket may hit Earth this weekend. An incredibly large piece of space junk is set to collide with Earth's atmosphere this weekend, with pieces of debris potentially reaching the planet's surface. On Thursday, April 29th, China launched a Long March 5B rocket, a launch rocket that launched the first piece of its new space station into orbit around the Earth. The launch itself appeared to be successful, but the core stage of the rocket is now falling uncontrollably back toward the surface. This will be one of the largest pieces of space junk to ever make an uncontrolled re-entry with a mass of around 21 metric tons, Space News said. Most of the rocket will burn up as it plunges through the atmosphere, but it is possible that some debris will reach the Earth's surface on May 8th. The risk that there will be some damage or that it would hit someone is pretty small, but risk that it would hit you is incredibly tiny. Woman from Mali gives birth to 9 babies in Morocco. A woman from Mali, a country in West Africa, has given birth to 9 babies at once, according to Mali's Minister of Health and the Moroccan clinic where the nuplets were born. The 5 girls and 4 boys and their mother are doing well. Mali's health minister said in a statement the babies weigh within 1.1 and 2.1 pounds. The mother, 25-year-old Halim Sisi, gave birth prematurely to the babies by cesarean section on Tuesday in Morocco after being sent there for special care. Malian doctors under government orders sent her to Morocco for the birth because the hospitals in Mali, which is one of the world's poorest countries, are ill-equipped to provide adequate care for this exceptional multiple pregnancy. It appeared to be the first time on record that a woman had given birth to 9 surviving babies at once. The Guinness Book of World Records said that it is verifying this new birth of new babies. Turning to animal interest news. Endangered tiger gives birth to 3 cubs at Toronto Zoo. The Toronto Zoo says one of its endangered tigers have given birth to 3 cubs. The zoo said Mazi, Ria, and Amur tiger gave birth after 104 days of pregnancy. It says Maisie and her babies are doing well and are being monitored through remote cameras to allow them to bond undisturbed. The zoo says the first few months of life are critical, and assuming everything goes well with the cubs will have their first checkup in 6 to 8 weeks. It says Maisie was paired with the male tiger Vasily as part of a program to promote conservation. The zoo said fewer than 500 of the animals can be found in the wild, up from 20 to 30 in the 1930s. Amur tigers are under increasing pressure due to lost habitat and illegal hunting. It is important to educate the public on their plight in the wild and do everything we can to mitigate the threats they face and halt declining populations. This is Joshua Show reporting for UConnect. That's it for me. I'll send it back to you, Aiden.
Oh my God, those were such adorable tigers. But you know what's very important? Endangered tigers are giving birth, so that means we have less chances of them to go extinct. So this is very important stuff. For our last gaming news, I have something very important to share with you guys. We have to do our board game of the week. And I bet you're asking, what's our board game of the week? Well, today it's a board game based on a video game. That's pretty strange. How do you change a video game into a board game? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you the game called Pac-Man, the board game. So Pac-Man, the board game, you have to rediscover the arcade classic all over again. You have to master the maze, beat the ghost, and get your initials by the high score. You have to stay alert, you have to move quick, and you have to be smart. You have to gulp down power pellets and eat the ghost for extra points in this collaborative and competitive game. And did you know, guys, that the board game plays authentic Pac-Man sounds? Like when Pac-Man moves around the board, he makes the classic waka, 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 waka noise. It is amazing. This game is actually pretty good price too, but there are a lot of small pieces to work with. So please be careful when getting this game. So let me tell you basic rules. Basically, the ghosts need to catch Pac-Man and trap him in the corner. And Pac-Man needs to eat as many fruit and pellets he can before the end of the game. It's a very unique concept to turn a video game into a board game, like I said before. But honestly, it just looks like a ton of fun. And I honestly will probably buy this game as well because it looks really good. And you know what? It's a 4.5 out of 4.5 stars. So that's a pretty good review out of 600 people. And I hope you guys check it out too. Waka waka waka. I just want to hear the classic arcade sounds. Come on, guys. Come on. I'm suckering for that. I hope you guys check it out. Anyways, next up we got Nibras, and Nibras has for us some entertainment and movie news.
Hello, Aiden. Can you hear me?
Can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. How are you guys today? My name is Nibras Khan, and I'm your host for the entertainment news. Let's get straight into our top story. And our top story is about the behind the scenes of Black Panther 2. As the team behind Black Panther 2 gears up for its summer production of schedule, actor Lupita Nyong'o is opening about her returning to the Marvel franchise in the wake of Chadwick Boseman's passing. In an interview with Yahoo Entertainment, Lupita revealed that she's frequently asked if she's excited to go back, which is a tough question to answer as she and her co-stars are still coping with their loss. Excitement isn't the word, the actor explained. I feel like I'm in a very pensive and meditative state when it comes to Black Panther 2. Chadwick passing is still extremely raw for me, and I can't even begin to imagine what it'll be like to step on set and not to have him there. Despite the intense emotion surrounding the film, Lupita explained that the director and screenwriter Ryan Coogler has worked so hard to keep Chadwick's memory alive because he's dealing with the same grief as the cast. At the same time, we have a leader in Ryan who feels very much like we do, who feels the loss in a very, very real way as well. She explained, and his idea, the way he has reshaped the second movie, is so respectful of the loss we have all experienced as a crew, as a cast, and as a world. So it feels spiritually, emotionally correct to do this. And hopefully, what I do look forward to is getting back together and honoring what he started with us and holding his light through because he left us a lot of light. Chadwick Boseman passed away in August of last year after a 4-year battle with colon cancer. So my second story is this one today I'm gonna do a Halton story, and my Halton story is about Cineplex theaters. The unofficial start of Hollywood's summer blockbuster movie season is fast approaching later this month. And while few Canadian movie theaters are open, the head of Cineplex Inc. is optimistic a return to business is in sight. Chief Ellis Jacobs said Thursday he anticipates that COVID-19 restrictions will ease up in most provinces before late next month, ahead of the release of Fast and Furious 9 on June 25th. I don't know what the restrictions are going to be, but I feel by the time we get there, we have majority of our theaters open and ready to move on forward. He explained that Cineplex reported another quarterly loss in the United States, theater owners are watching box office results pour in every week, hoping to glean insight on science on sustainable life in their business. While film studios are offering mixed confidence in the future of film exhibition, on Thursday, Sony announced that Cinderella, starring Camila Cabello, had been pulled from a July theatrical release and sold to Amazon for a streaming debut. Meanwhile, Disney and Warner Bros. Are sticking to the simultaneous theatrical and premium video on demand rollout in Canada, giving moviegoers an option to stay home. So, comment down below. What are your opinion on the story? Do you feel that they should open the theaters, or you should feel they should put it on demand on Amazon, for example, Netflix? Please give me a thought down below. And my last and final story is about the book, The Animal Dialogues. It's a book from one of the finest nature writers at work in America today. Whether recalling the experience of being chased through the Grand Canyon by a bighorn sheep, swimming with sharks off Coast Guard of British Columbia, watching a falcon perform acrobatic stunts at 200 miles per hour, or engaging in a tense face-off with a mountain lion near a desert waterhole. Craig Charles captures a moment so vividly that he puts the reader in his boots. Each of the 40 brief, compelling narratives in the animal dialogues focuses on the author's own encounter with a particular species and is related with astonishing facts about the species, behavior, habitat, breeding, and lifespan. But the glory of each essay lies in Charles' ability to portray the sometimes brutal beauty of the wilderness, to capture the individual essence of wild creatures, and to transport the reader behind the human realm and deep inside the animal kingdom. So I highly recommend you guys watching this book. I'm sorry, not watching, reading this book. And it's a great book. If you guys love animals, if you're an animal lover, please read this book. You can find it on Amazon, and most of the places have this book. I have checked already. That's all from me. This is Nibras Khan from Youth Connect. I'll see you all next week. Happy Mother's Day to every mother. Thank you very much. Back to Aiden.
I 100% agree with the Mother's Day. I hope that you guys are super excited for it. For our last important thing for today, we have our famous musician. You all know him. He's the talented, cool guy of our group and our very good musician, Jeffrey. And he's going to bring us some live music. Pretty exciting.
Thank you, Aiden. Could you be love and the love? Could you be love and the love? Don't let them fool you. We've been trying to school you. We got to find our own, so go tell what you think it's not right. Love will never leave us alone. In the darkness, you must come out to light. Could you be love and be love? Could you be love and be love? Road of life is rocking, you messed up and do. So while you point your finger, someone else is judging you. love? Could you be love? Could you be love? Could you be love? Don't let them change you. Or even rearrange you. We got the life to live. Ooh, ooh, ooh. They say it's only the business of the business shall survive. Stay alive, hey. Could you be loved and in love? Could you be loved and in love? Never gonna miss you what until your rabbit's dry. No matter how you treat me, then you'll never be satisfied. Could you be loved? Say something, say something, say something, say something, say something, say something, say something. Could you be like something? Say something, beg it, say something, rock, say something. Could you be loved? Could you be loved? Could you be loved? Could you be loved?
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. From Jeffrey.
Oh, that is the sweetest message. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. As per usual, such an amazing show. I hope you guys enjoyed the show too. And I got to say thank you to all my co-hosts for all that you do. Thank you guys. You know, without you guys, Youth Connect wouldn't be the same. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Nibras, for contributing to Youth Connect and sharing such amazing news with us. Anyways, guys, I just want to say one thing before we go. I want to say that if you liked Youth Connect, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because we will be having ours next week, Friday. And also, may I introduce you because we have an Instagram. My gosh, a Youth Connect Instagram? Yes, it's at Youth Connect Live. That's our Instagram account. It's so awesome. So make sure that you also follow our Instagram and remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a great Mother's Day. And again, thank you, co-hosts. Thank you,
Bye,
Josh.
guys.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Aiden.
Thank you, Nebraska.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a great
Bye.
Mother's Day, guys.
Bye.